Good day, good people, and welcome to Real Chicks Rock presents Real Discussions. I am your host, Michelle Dawes Birt, and as always, I'm super excited to be here with you on a Sunday afternoon. Listen, it's just cold here in Atlanta. It's cold everywhere. Like the whole East Coast is just cold. Winter is upon us. If you guys have not been paying attention, it is December. This year is like done. It's finito. So do not wait until 12/31 to make your New Year's resolution. Start making your changes in your lifestyle like now. Don't wait until the end of the year because this year is a wrap. Yeah. And congratulations to all of us because we made it through one whole year of this administration. That's all I'm going to say on that. It's been a struggle this year, ups and downs, ebbs and flows, but we're here to talk about some good things today. You know, music. I love music in conjunction to everything else that we do. I want to welcome all of the new listeners. Thank you for checking us out. Thank you for the returning listeners. Hey, thank you for the support. But listen, Real Chicks Rock is all about empowerment of women. We've been doing some things for the past couple of years where we creatively collaborate to connect and raise awareness regarding issues that impact women. And we've been doing it by way of community service, engagement, public speaking, mentoring, workshops, and the arts, this media platform. We have been doing this podcasting thing before it was a thing for about 9.5 years. So I'm going to pat myself on the back. Yes. And we've been having some really dope people sit with us and have conversation. And today is no different. Today I feel like this is a brother. This is my brother from another mother, at least a cousin. Like we first cousins or something, because the brother is so good. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce my topic today, which is a conversation with Dashill Smith. Hey, Dash.
Hey, what's happening, everybody?
What's going on?
I'm doing pretty good.
You looking good. You looking good. I know I want to thank you because you're a busy man. You're always working. And we're going to get to that. Dash, where are you from? Tell the people where you're from.
I was born in Brooklyn, New York. I wasn't there long enough to claim that I was raised there. My parents moved me down here when I was 10 going on 11. So
okay,
yes, I'll kind of.
You get a little credit. You get a little credit. You get some cred. You get some cred. You get some cred. You claim both when you went around the right people. Yeah, Brooklyn is in you. So when you moved down here, well, let me ask you this because 9-10 years old, you knew what it was in New York. Did you remember listening to the likes of WBLS, the Frankie Crockers, the Ken Spiderwebs on the radio? What was it like for you in Brooklyn? What was the musical soundtrack for you and your block, if you can remember?
Oh, man, absolutely. Whew. So I had an older brother, may he rest in peace. My older brother, he had all the grooves in the house, and he was really kind of a major factor in even me loving music the way I did.
Okay.
So he was bringing all the good stuff into the house. He was bringing in, Run DMC, bringing in Dougie Fresh and Slick Rick. There was Salt and Pepper. There was Kool Moe Dee. And then he also would bring in, and so I when I was a kid, we were in East Flatbush.
Okay.
And there were plenty of Afro-Caribbean people on our block.
Okay.
So they were bringing in, there was lots of reggae and some salsa on the block. It was just such a big influx of that. So
a melting pot. So you're getting the Peter Tosh, the Bob Marley, then you're also getting Yellow Man. Then you're getting Tito Fuente, Celia Cruz. You're getting all of that. Eddie Palmieri. New Yorkers love Eddie Palmieri, right? So you're getting all of that. And so now, Dash, you moved to Atlanta. What you're like maybe getting ready to go into junior high school, as we call it, middle school down here. Did you still bring that flavor with you, or did you kind of pivot and turn, or say, like, what are y'all listening to down here? How was it for you?
Yeah, so there were those things that I was rooted it
Mm-hmm.
into music wise.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of those folks that you just named, and Prince was
Yeah.
definitely still, he
Yeah.
was popping off hard
Yeah.
back then, and so there was Big Daddy Kane. The native tongues were just like really kind
Yeah.
of
Popping
getting
off. Yeah.
started.
Mm-hmm.
uh, KRS-One, Cool G Rap, and a lot of the jazz legends around that time who were getting older, but they were still um, performing and doing their thing. So my parents, they had, there was a lot of that stuff going on in the house music wise. And so by the time I came down here, I was kind of curious of what they were listening to.
Mm-hmm.
And it was real interesting because that's when I got turned on to like Two Live Crew. Uh, yeah, Two Live Crew, the Ghetto Boys, yeah, NWA.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
like it was definitely kind of a shift
It
there.
was a shift. It was a shift. So when did you start playing an instrument, Dash? When did that pop for you?
Um, my first instrument was the piano, and that
Okay.
was actually like back around 88,
Mm-hmm.
1988.
Mm-hmm. Were you self-taught?
Um, I started out self-taught. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
self-taught. There was a woman in Brooklyn. She was like a second mother to my mother,
Yeah.
and uh, rest her soul. Her name was Retha Ford. She was awesome, and she was an educator in Brooklyn. And around that time, she was probably in her 60s, and she had a baby grand piano, and she was getting a new one for her house, and she gave me her baby grand.
Wow.
So I still have that baby grand. It's over 100 years old now. And that's
Awesome.
the first instrument I learned to play. That was back in '88, and then I started playing the trumpet around '91
Mm.
after we moved down here.
Okay. Okay. Was it because you just wanted to get in a band per se? So you took up that instrument. Why a trumpet?
Well, two things was because my father, he was heavy into jazz,
Mm-hmm.
and he had the trumpet was his favorite instrument. So he
Mm-hmm.
had lots of records by Miles Davis, Donald Byrd,
Mm-hmm.
Freddie Hubbard, Woody
Mm-hmm.
Shaw, Lee Morgan,
Mm-hmm.
and those kinds of cats.
Mm-hmm.
And there, so my ear became very keen to the trumpet and how it sounded and
Mm-hmm.
how it was being played. And so by the time we got down here, I wanted to be in the school band.
Yeah.
And it was like marching band, concert band, so there wasn't a piano
Mm-hmm.
in those kinds of setups. So the band teacher said, "Well, you gotta, maybe pick a wind instrument or a percussion instrument."
Mm-hmm.
So for the first, I guess, like 3 or 4 days of school, it was seventh grade,
Mm.
and I kind of sat near the trumpet section, and I met one of my best friends around that time. Like we're brothers to this day,
Mm-hmm.
over 30 years. He was playing the trumpet, and but he was also drawing comic book characters. So, which I was, a fan of. So we started talking, and then I told my folks, "Hey, I want to play the trumpet." And
Yeah.
that was it.
I know your
Yeah.
dad must have been proud for that to happen. So because you had the ear, Dash, did it take you long to really learn? Because now you already got the piano happening. So did it take you long to really adapt to the trumpet and really start playing and playing well?
It didn't take too long for me to start like getting sounds out and
Mm-hmm.
learning scales. It didn't take too long at all. Um, and by the time I got to eighth grade, I was pretty good at it. Like I
Mm-hmm.
could play a lot of things by ear on it, and I was reading pretty decent on
Mm-hmm.
it,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah.
Mm.
So it didn't take super long at all. I kind of got keen to it. Oh, and another reason why I ended up picking up the trumpet was because after we moved to Georgia, I had, well, you know how bad allergies are down
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
And all that.
Yeah.
So I had asthma.
Oh.
And I was having to use asthma spray, those things you put on your nose and all that. There was a doctor who recommended to my parents that I play a wind instrument.
Really?
Yeah. He said, he was like, so if he's having trouble breathing, he'll already have built up his lungs and his diaphragm, and he could, with the medicine, with the sprays, of course, it'll be better because he'll be able to breathe through it.
Wow.
Yeah,
So it helped you health-wise.
Absolutely.
So now you're pretty good in the 8th grade. So high school, are you tearing it up? Are you starting to do little side things outside of high school? How was your high school years?
My high school years were very interesting because I got into the marching band and concert band in high school. But I also got into musical theater.
There we go.
10th grade.
Okay.
Yep. So I got into musical theater kind of heavy, and I went to a performing arts high school, and the band was cool. We had fun, but there were a lot of kind of jerks in the band. There were a lot of kids who were jerks, and they would do weird stuff like they would want to they would do the hazing things. They would beat kids up to be first chair in the trumpet section or drum section, all kinds of crazy stuff. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
So I pivoted somewhat and got into musical theater also.
What high school you went to, if you don't mind me asking?
I went to Tri-Cities Visual and Performing Arts High School in East Point.
Wow.
A lot of great folks.
Great folks. Yeah. Escape. I think Jermaine went. A whole bunch of other people, right?
Yeah. Well, Jermaine Dupree didn't go. Two of the sisters from Escape went.
Yeah.
Candy and Tamika went. And Andre and Big Boy came out of Tri-High.
Nice.
Keenan Thompson came out of Tri-High, and quite a few luminaries, TV and movie luminaries came out of that crew, of that squad.
Yeah. So Dash, how did you know you wanted to be a musician? Did you know since 8th grade or the high school years? When did that light go off for you and say, you know what, this is something I can really rock with this. I want to do this.
Yeah. So around that time, it was something that I really loved to do. And, my parents, they loved it. They loved that I had something that I loved to do. But they were also, of course, kind of pushing, well, you need something to fall back on. You need to do this. Or, there was even a point where I took that test for the military.
Yeah.
The ASVAB test or whatever that was called. And I made a 99 on that joint.
No.
I got stalked by recruiters for 2 years straight. So, but I didn't go. So there was a time period where I was wondering, is this something that I could do for, a career? Because there weren't that many around that time. That generation, of course, was able to do a lot more things than our parents were when it came to arts and culture, and really making that a profession. But there still weren't that many avenues and portals to take you to the places that you needed to around that time. So it was kind of an influx thing. But, I started, as I continued to build up the talents and the skills, things just started falling in place.
Yeah. Dash, you remember your first gig?
Oh, man. So my first gig as a trumpet player was actually a part of a theater company.
Okay.
There was a theater company that I was involved with. It's it was the Freddie Hendrix Youth Ensemble of Atlanta, and it's sort of renowned due to some of the aforementioned people who came out of that particular camp. Our director, his name is Freddie Hendrix, and he's still with us. He's like a second dad to me. And Freddie had this company that was for youth who some had like great talent, some were still working on it, but there was no one was told no.
Yeah.
You know, it was like if you had the spirit, if you had the vibe, come get with it, you know, and be a part of it. So there was a play that we did, and it was called Times. And there was a part in the play where I performed, I opened up the second act playing trumpet.
Okay.
Like a street musician on it. And so that was like my first real gig.
Man, so how long did you perform with this company?
Started probably when I was 15. And then by the time I was, 18 or 19, that's when I went to Georgia State, and I outgrew it.
You outgrew it. You sure did. You sure did. Yeah. So Georgia State. So now, is that where you started to play with some other musicians? And was it jazz first, or was it like R&B and soul, or how did you really come out of your pocket?
Yeah. So in that time period, it was real interesting because I started listening to jazz very heavily. And I was also just kind of going to open mic poetry spots, and there were house bands around, and I would ask, "Hey, can I sit in?" And yeah, come on, let me sit in, and I'll play some horn lines or vibe with them. And then when I was at Georgia State, in the School of Music at the time, there were a lot of guys my age, and a lot of them were really, really good. Like they had been going in, and they were like first cheer trumpet and saxophone, and going to all state band every year. And I was pretty good, but these guys at the time, they were some of them were running circles around me, and I started getting up with them and learning more from them than I even learned from like the actual professors.
Got you.
And then also going out, sitting in with bands at open mics and jam sessions. That's when I really started learning. So to answer your question, really, it was a fusion of things. It was jazz, it was funk, it was neo soul, because neo soul was really happening.
Yeah.
So everything just started intermingling. Learned all of it at once.
Yeah. And so during that time, Atlanta is bubbling, right? Musically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So everything is happening. The neo soul piece, you got your India REs, you got things happening. Yin Yang Cafe is popping, and Jason Orr is doing Funk Jazz Cafe, right? It's a whole bunch of things. So are people seeing and hearing about you and like, yo, we need this trumpet guy. We need Dash to play trumpet. Was it bubbling like that for you at that time?
Yeah, it started happening more so like around 99,
Okay.
2000.
Okay.
Yeah, around that time. And there were a lot of people. A lot of people were like, "Hey, man, you sound real good. Let me get your number." And I would get calls for gigs. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
I can actually, like, this is what I wanted to do anyway. Like, so I started getting different calls from a plethora of people, whether it be small groups or big bands, or just wedding bands, corporate bands,
everything. You was getting busy. You remember,
Absolutely.
Dash, your first artist that asked you to play with them? Like, who was your first one? Because I know some of your repertoire, but who was your first? Do you remember who it was?
Like kind of like the first kind of well-known
artists. Like I've seen you play with Roy Ayers. I've seen you. I was in the backstage, and that happened at City Winery when he was doing those type of shows. And you seem to have a very good relationship with him. Do you remember who was your first professional artist that you worked with?
Wow. It was a lot.
It was a lot.
So I mean, when it came down to like the gigs and things in Atlanta of people that I was playing with, it was definitely my brother Musiki Scales.
Yes.
Him. Let me see. Guys like Russell Gunn.
Yes.
Lil John Roberts.
Yes.
Kyrie Simmons, like those
yes.
guys. In the earlier periods.
Yeah. And those people were taking over the city. I mean, those people were hot. So you was busy.
Yeah, they got started getting busy. And then I did a few gigs with Liz Wright. Liz Wright, when she started like really popping off,
yeah,
kind of in the 2000s, and that was the first like real festival performance that I did. We did a festival. It was in somewhere in South Carolina.
Yeah,
and that was the first festival that I did. I did some early studio work with Outkast.
Nice.
In that period, like 99, 2000.
Nice.
Some of that studio work when they were doing Stankonia and whatnot. And so let me see. That was probably like my first actual pro studio session kind of thing.
Yeah.
With that. And so yeah, there was a lot going on.
It was a lot going on. Do you have a favorite type of performance style? Meaning, do you like themed type shows, or do you mind playing background, like being immersed in a band, or do you like being the lead where you're really getting the people going? What's your preference, Dash?
I enjoy being out front. I enjoy being the lead, but I also enjoy, because even as a lead musician, as being out front, I'm a part of the band.
Yes,
and we're all involved in creating and making the music good and groovy for the people. So whether it is me being out front or whether it is I'm background or vocals,
right,
or horn parts, or coming in when it's my time to come in, I love it all.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, because it's when you're hired to do specific things, and because of your vibe and your talents, I don't take any of that for granted, and I serve the music. Thing is to serve the music. So
I wanted to ask you, Dash, because you do have a unique style of playing. Like I've heard you play where you're part of the band. In the background there's other horn instruments involved, like for example the Ken Beatty tributes. I've seen you at Apache Cafe and you're playing in that. I've seen you at the jazz festivals. This past jazz festival, awesome, because you were playing with Kyrie. Shouts out to Kyrie, and that was a great segment there in that. But then I also see you in smaller settings, or even at the High Museum, where something just comes over you. right? Where you just love, and that's why I thought it was important to ask you your early soundtrack, because you named nothing but hip hop artists initially, and so now you got this whole fusion where we think the track is going one way or the sound is going one way, and you may freestyle some lyrics on top of that, and it's just a whole mashup. Now, how did you start doing that, and why? How did that come about?
I started rhyming around that same time when I was like 9 and 10. I started rhyming, right? Because I was right in the thick of it. Like I was totally consumed around that time with what was going on in hip hop. So, there was, like I said, there was Big Daddy Kane. There was who's a major influence on me, and then De La Soul, Tribe Called Quest, The Roots, Kwame, Slick Rick. Those were like even some of the sisters, MC Light, Salt and Pepper, Queen Latifah. Oh my gosh, they were big for me around that time. So I grew up doing that, and down the line, when people started, realizing that I did both, and they were like, yo, how can we put all of that in there?
Yeah.
Then when like really dope groups were using bands live and in studio, like The Roots, who were like some of my favorites, the Fugees, Stetsasonic was doing it early on too. So it kind of let me know that I could do both, and I could fuse it all together and just make it my own thing.
Make it your own thing. You be freestyling like crazy with you do.
And I also had a band. I also had a group. Two of my brothers. We to this day we can't get rid of each other. We had a hip hop band, and we were always freestyling. We were always recording tapes. Yeah. Freestyle tapes, in my parents' old basement. Just having just mad fun doing it.
So now you got everything happening, because it's you playing the instruments, the band. Now we've incorporated DJs, right? So you got the element of scratch in there. It's a whole thing. Talk to me about Thursday nights at Buteco. Talk to me about that. Tell me that.
So that crew, the Biological Misfits, I gave us that name.
Did you?
It was just a name I came up with, and because I always loved trying to come up with band names, and they all loved it. They were like, "Yo, it's great." And that band was our departed brother Malcolm Jamal Warner was a part of that band.
Yeah.
And I miss him a lot. Suffice it to say.
Yeah.
But we got that group started back in late 2021. That started kind of coming together, and it started out with us doing the Jazz of Tribe tribute. Yes, where we would do the original tunes that a Tribe Called Quest sampled, and then we would go into the Tribe tunes and just kind of mash them all up. Kind of an educational journey into the grooves. Yes. So we got that group started, and we were like, yo, this is amazing. We love this. Like, let's keep doing this somehow. Like, even if it's not the Tribe stuff, let's just get together and play. Yeah. And so the jam, the Thursdays at Buteco, started with our good brother Craig Garrett. Yes. Who's he's a great promoter, manager, and does a lot of things as far as curating musical events and things of that nature for the city. So he the concept of even like the Jazz of Tribe thing was his concept, and he asked me to kind of be the front man for that. And then so when we started forming and getting that group together and just kind of loving the camaraderie and all of our same musical ideas. It's like, yo, let's keep doing this. So we had a birthday party for him at Buteco one night, and that was back in 2023. And it went so well. People loved it so much. Like just us just playing, just going in, starting out a groove and not knowing where it was going next. But somebody takes it somewhere and then we all follow it. We keep on going through this trail. So we loved that so much that we ended up saying, let's do this once a month, man. Like, if we don't do anything else, let's get together and do this, you know.
It's been awesome. It's been awesome. I remember seeing that jazz Tribe Called Quest type show. I caught it at Venkman's, and you guys destroyed the place. I think that was the thing. It was like, oh my goodness. And then you might have taken it to Charlotte, and then I think it may have came to St. James. I'm not sure, but I seen it at Venkman's, I believe, twice. One time I had a seat. One time I was standing up. It was just so good. Highly recommended. And I was like, and I think a lot of people didn't realize we did here in Atlanta. We were definitely spoiled by the number of talented artists that are here and that are touchable. Like we could reach out and touch you. You're in spaces and venues. They could be really big or super, super intimate, and we have access to you, and we just feel like we're like all family. It feels like community, right? So a lot of people, if you didn't live in Atlanta, you didn't know that Malcolm had been rocking with you guys for the past couple of years, playing with you guys. You had to, live here to know and see and be in those intimate spaces and pockets, to know that was happening. And man, it was just, Buteco is your home, because those Thursday nights, people everywhere. We're hanging out in the street. We outside. We're in the window. We're in the glass. We're in the room. Like that little space can't hold all of the people. And we rock with you because you guys are just so talented, from, DJ LV on the turntables to your keyboardist to the drummer, everybody, you know what I mean? Kari on bass, like everybody.
Landon.
David Wild. Yeah. Everybody. Everybody. It's a nice little vibe. Shouts out to Craig for, you're right, getting you in the right spaces. I think the epic one was at the High Museum. I was touching God in that place. There was people on every level spiraling up that night when y'all played. I was up on the 5th level looking down, and the place was going bananas because people were dancing, having the best time. A legendary performance, and that was just you just being yourself. You were just going with the vibe. I think you bust out with some Kendrick, and that killed the place. So because you've performed with so many people, anybody that's your favorite, dead or alive? Give me a couple of names that are your favorite people you enjoy performing with.
I loved performing with Roy. We had such a great time on the road. A couple of trips overseas, couple of in Mexico, and we just had so many great times and just laugh out loud moments. And a lot of those times, it was like the music was great, right? But a lot of those times, it was just all about the hang afterwards. After the shows or before, or, where we could just kind of cut loose and just have a good time. I loved performing with Malcolm also. We had like a great dynamic duo thing going on. It was such a fun thing. So, let me see. Another artist who I performed with a few times, a legendary artist named William Bell,
Mm.
who lives here in Atlanta,
Mm-hmm.
and William Bell is legendary writer and singer for Stax Records in the
Yeah.
early days.
Nice.
Right?
Yeah.
And he's such a great, he's a fantastic, gracious brother. And just has that old school kind of country wit that just, you just can't beat it. You know, you just can't beat that kind of sharp country wit, you know. So cats like that, I love them. Did a few shows with Angie Stone.
Nice.
And it's crazy that
she's gone. Yeah.
Roy, Angie, and Malcolm all this year.
Yeah, it's a very heavy year. Did you have an opportunity to do any work with D'Angelo?
Some studio work.
Awesome.
Stuff that I don't think it was ever released, but it was back in probably like 2012.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like 2012. He was still working on he was in transition from what he had been doing in the Voodoo days.
Mm-hmm.
He's still kind of working on the Black Messiah.
Yeah.
And it was a handful of jam sessions that I was invited to, and we did some recording. But of course, he ended up having Roy Hargrove on the projects, and you can't beat that. So.
Yeah, you cannot. You cannot. I could see you doing work, just because these might be some of my favorites, so excuse me for being biased. I love Dr. Donald Byrd. I could have seen you doing something with him. Even Coltrane, Davis, Prince. Just some of my favorites. Even work with Guru when he took on the jazz side. That's a nice fusion right there, because he was still hip hop and jazzing it up. Yeah, so just a couple.
Coltrane is, if you want to ask me like who's my absolute favorite jazz artist.
Yes.
He's that guy.
Okay.
Coltrane I will listen to Coltrane from the Miles period, the Miles and Monk period, all the way through the avant-garde. Mm-hmm. People getting up and walking out the house because they don't understand what's going on. Period.
Yeah.
I'm all in with Train and Alice too.
Yes, his wife. yes. Did you have a mentor before, and do you have one now? Like where does your inspiration continue to come from?
Musically, I had a handful of people over the years who sort of helped to direct my focus in different ways musically.
Okay.
And one of them is my brother Musiki Scales.
Nice.
I started playing with his bands, almost right out of high school.
Wow.
First, linked up with him. And in a lot of ways, he helped shape the direction that I was going in musically. So we did a lot of great stuff together. We still performing a lot together. So he was able to, he was a big factor in helping me to sort of merge that jazz, that soul,
nice,
and hip hop, those things together, and also Afrobeat.
Yeah,
introduced Afrobeat to me. Fela and a lot of other artists like Manu Dibango and King Sunny Ade, people like that, and South African musicians like Miriam Makeba and Hugh Masekela, and he was Musiki was very instrumental in me finding a way to link and fuse all of those things into what I do. So, yeah.
Real powerful sound when you're with him. Real powerful. There's a presence in the room when you guys do that type of music. Definitely the Fela tributes and that music, the dance, the culture, the sound of your horn is super clear. Like, I mean, it's just something, a different kind of energy when you perform in that type of space. So congratulations for doing that for so many years. We are definitely entertained by you. I think you are the face of Atlanta in the sense of from a musician's perspective, because when I see ads, whether it's Elevate or something to do with MARTA, and they're infusing some music for maybe, you know, spring is happening, it's summertime, they got stuff happening at different stops. I see Dash's face on the ads, or, you know, you're here, you're at the high, you're on the website, you're doing, like, how does that feel? Like, did you think you would be in these pockets like this? You never even thought it would happen, huh? Look at you.
Not really.
Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah.
It was just real interesting. Just over the years, people to shoot me photos.
Yes.
Dash, are you performing here tonight? Because your face is on there. I'm like, what?
Yes.
You know, your face is on the High Museum
Yes.
website. And like, wow. And like you said, MARTA.
Yes.
When they started doing the MARTA outbound program, I was one of the first artists to perform and have like groups play at some of the train stations.
Yeah.
And so some folks took my photo, and I became the face of that.
Yeah, you are the face. You are the face. You are the face. You are the face. You're the musician. Have you done work at the airport? There's always music and things going on there. Have they tapped into your talents for that?
I haven't done anything at the airport.
Okay.
Usually it's usually they like the saxophone players and the keyboard players.
Okay.
It's cool. It's
okay.
fine.
It's okay.
I think the way that I play and my sound it's not airport music.
You gonna blast them. You gonna get them together. You're a busy man, and so you performed last night. You had a gig last night, right? You worked?
Yes, I did. With Kyrie.
Look at that. Look at that. Where were you guys, if you mind me asking? How did I miss this one?
We were at the Red Light Cafe, and it was such a treat.
Yeah.
It was such a treat last night. We did it was Kyrie's group that he put together.
Yeah.
We actually had so it was myself with Kyrie. We had our great drummer Charles Lamont. He's also been doing a lot of great things around town. William Green on piano.
Yes.
And our friend Trevor Wolford on guitar, great guitar player. And we also had a very special guest in the house last night. We had Donnie, the one and only Donnie.
What? Wow. That's super special, because Donnie doesn't come out for everybody. That's awesome.
Yeah. He came up and sang a couple of tunes with us, and
nice.
I told him, I was like, man, we just grateful that you
yes.
came. You know?
Yes. I'll be checking social media for some quick vids, see if somebody uploaded some snaps and some pictures and stuff. But you know, lately, you know, people are just trying to be present in the moment. You know, the real connoisseurs, like, people are like, you just gonna have to miss it. I can't stop dancing or singing, or I don't want to pull out my camera. I just want to be right here with these guys doing what they're doing. So, man, congratulations on that. So what's next for you, Dash? What's happening?
The next show that I have coming up. So I also love playing at the Northside Tavern, even if it's a super late night kind of thing. So I have that coming up this Friday with a great band led by my friend Brandon Boone. But my next show, like good public show for everybody to come out, I'm going to be at the High.
Yeah.
the High Museum on January 16th.
Okay.
That's Friday Jazz.
Yes, Fridays.
So,
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. I'll have to come through because you always put a good show on there when you're doing that. Very engaging. It's amazing how COVID has made that place pop up, right?
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
we were limited in where we could go, and they just had this idea to just bring people like you there once a month, and we come in there and leave our troubles on the doorstep. It feels good, right, while we're there. And now that is the thing. It's either First Fridays or jazz, third Fridays for jazz is popping. Like it is packed and fully saturated. I want to ask you this, Dash, because you did talk about how the group kind of curated around 2021. That was COVID. That was like the COVID years. So you guys like took a chance coming together, and people came out because we needed something. There's been a lot of ebbs and flows just musically in Atlanta alone. Where do you think we're trending now? I mean, because we've been going up and down and in and out. Like the 90s were hot, early 2000s. Things might have got a little different than COVID. Now we're back outside. Where do you think we're heading? Are we back to business as usual, or do you think we're going even higher than where we were before?
Because there's so many talented musicians. There's a lot of younger cats coming up.
Yeah.
And doing great things, performing all over the place out of Atlanta.
Yeah.
One of my good younger cats that I like to try to get when he's available, my good buddy Justice Michael. He's a fantastic drummer, and I look up this cat. He's out in LA performing with Eldra DeBarge.
Okay.
With Sir Eldra, right? So I'm like, look at this dude. I'm like, look at this dude, man. So it's great, the direction that is going with the younger musicians coming up. Unfortunately, a lot of the venues that I grew up playing in, a lot of those venues, and it happens
right
in every city, but venues get closed due to whatever financial reasons or somebody getting caught money laundering. Whatever the case. Whatever the case may be. Somebody getting a divorce and their wife.
And everybody, some of that.
I'm taking half the venue. Into a boutique or something.
Yeah. It's tough.
Things like that happen. But unfortunately, it shuts out opportunities for musicians locally a lot of times, because we hone our craft. We like to hone our craft at home. And even if the gigs don't pay all that much here at home, it's still like we getting together in the camaraderie of the musicianship, all the fellas, all the ladies, and learning from each other. And so as those venues kind of start closing down and funding getting snatched out by, we don't even want to talk about it right now.
Right.
Fundings and grants and that sort of thing getting taken out. So it lessens the fervor for the arts community. It sort of drives people into not being able to do what they want to do, and also it kind of takes away from the morale.
It does.
It takes away from the morale of the community a lot of times when all those things happen at once. But on the bright side, I think as I get older, and I'll get to a point one day where I'm not gonna feel like singing or playing anymore. I know it's gonna be in good hands.
Mm-hmm.
Good hands.
Yeah.
And, so yeah, things are always gonna change. People are gonna be here. People are gonna go. Venues are gonna come and go. But the music is in good hands.
The music is in good hands. That's good to hear. I want to shout out Rafa, the owner of Buteco, because he has always curated that space to allow all types of music to come through there. Not only live musicians like yourself, but then there's a different type of DJ styling that might be there. Because he's Brazilian, there's always a Brazilian vibe. He keeps that culture going up for himself, for his community. But it's always been a welcoming space for everybody, right? No matter what night, whatever's going on. So I thank him, for being a person, right, that we can hear the likes of you and so many other people in that space. So shouts out to Rafa. And he's a percussionist, so he's played, if he's able. I know he sits in if he can, but he's so busy, and he's played with a lot of great people as well. So thank you, Rafa, for that. And I wanted to shout out your god brother, my high school buddy, Derek Parks, right? Because through him, he realized, I think I put a video up about you playing somewhere, you sounded amazing, and he said, that's my brother. So shouts out to Facebook. Thanks for that. Connecting, keep connecting everybody and keeping everybody connected through music and friendships and community and all those good things. So I know you are a busy man, or you worked last night. How can people find you? Like, where you're playing? Do you post a schedule? Do you put flyers out? Like, should we follow you on IG, Facebook? Do you have a fan page? What's happening, Dash?
Yeah, those are the best ways to hit me up. I'm on Facebook and Instagram, and I do post, like, the things that I do public. I do post them. I post them on the page. I post them in the stories so that people can see it. So Dashill, Dashill Smith, the most common last name in the English language. Yeah. But everyone can type that in, and I'll be the first one to come up.
Okay, so we gotta wait a while for the tickets to go on sale for January when you're at the Hyde Museum on the 16th, right? That's when we can get you.
You could probably go grab them. I don't know, maybe in about a week
or so. Grab those tickets, because these events, let me lean in on the mic, they sell out. Do not play yourself at the Hyde Museum. They have a large membership community. People have been members for years because it's cheaper to be a member. And when these events come up, they spend a low cost for the tickets and they buy them out, and you're at the door paying top dollar. Get your tickets now. Do not wait. It's really a nice little vibe. People use that as their date night or the prelude to another date, right? They start there and they go somewhere else, but come through. Whenever you see this man playing anywhere, do yourself a solid and check him out. He's definitely going to be worth your time, energy, money. You're going to feel great when you leave. You are such a talented brother, Dashill. We are so honored to have you here in Atlanta. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle.
Yeah.
Thank you. I really appreciate you all for having me, and I appreciate this conversation.
Yeah.
Real Chicks Rock is a fantastic. It's a wonderful organization. It's a great thing that you're doing.
Thank you.
And especially in the vein of the empowerment of women.
Yeah.
And especially Black women.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah. We're trying to set it up so your daughter will not have to struggle. How about that?
Yo, I love that.
We paving the way, making it easier for her. So listen, thanks, Dash, for your time. You get some rest and practice. Is that the grand piano, like, over your shoulder? I'm like peeking. Is that piano on the other shoulder? What's that on the other shoulder? Okay, that's just a couch.
This is just furniture. My My baby grand is downstairs.
Okay.
It's downstairs.
Okay.
Right now it's being used as it's fashioning Christmas decorations
I
right
understand. I understand. I understand. Dash, keep up the great work. We appreciate your musical contributions. I know you say you can't play forever, but for as long as you're doing it right now, we're going to lean in and enjoy and support. We're going to party with you. You're going to sing the songs. We just are amazed by your talent. Keep it up. You never disappoint us. Thank you and God bless. Thank you so much, Dash.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all. Thank you, Michelle. Love you.
I love you too. Listen, that's my time, y'all. Real Chicks Rock. You know me. I am everywhere. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I'm on TikTok. Yeah, I'm TikToking. Yeah, go to the website, subscribe. We blog over there. You know, I haven't seen a lot of t-shirts lately. What's up? Y'all need to be out there copping these shirts. Well, it's cold now, but you'll need it in the spring. So get it now so you can be ready. So if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready because if you stay ready, you're already in pockets. You're ready to go. You know exactly what to do. So listen, I love Frankie Crocker. Those that know, I love Frankie Crocker. May he rest in peace.
Yeah.
He was one of the greats to have ever done it on WBLS 107.5 in New York. And when he ended his show, he would say, "May you live to be 100 and I live to be 100 minus a day. So I would never know that beautiful people like you had passed away." Until next time, be well, take care, and continue to rock on. Thank you for checking out Real Chicks Rock Presents Real Discussions. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss our next show.